Okay everybody, well, as I'm not used to adventure bikes, this feels quite that display come up, oh, that's mint. Okay. Okay then. Let me get that back. There you go. Easy peasy. So mirrors, not impressed. Can't see that much out of them. Clutch, very very sharp. Brakes, absolutely amazing. Bike feels extremely wide to sit on. Extremely. Feels like when you get to put your feet down, you're miles away. Indicator, well, what would I say about that? It doesn't feel like you're switching it on because it's obviously just a micro thing. Quick shifter. Excellent. Very nice indeed. Feels, when you run it, feels very, very big. I don't know if the screen's in the up position or not, so let's have a look. Now it is. Hopefully that'll give me a bit more wind resistance. That's the first ride for me on a BMW. Oh, the brakes are amazing. Just turning in light. Very nice. Gearbox is very, very, very slick. Very slick indeed. Quite impressed with that. Engine feels extremely smooth. Comfort wise, the seat is it's not hard at all, but it feels it a little bit. It's more sculptured, I think you'd call it. And as it's sculptured, I think that's it feels quite nice. The bike feels like it's sat right, you're sat right in the bike. It's very strange. Makes the VFR seem real small, ever so small. Clutch is very, very light on this. I can only assume that they've come up with a new plan, because one of the things I was supposed to be test riding today was a 2014. Oh, that gearbox is gorgeous. And one of the things that I didn't like about it and wasn't that impressed about was the fact that it was a very, very heavy clutch. I know I sound like I'm waffling a bit. I'm a bit in awe and I don't know where I am. I've never been down here before. Just decided I want to avoid the motorway if I could. Extremely kind people at BMW for lending this to me. Alan Jeffries at Rotherham. The heated grips feel very nice, I must say. Feel excellent. This is the keyless ignition version. I also believe this is the electronic suspension version as well. You join me on not a very nice day today, I have to say. It's yeah, it's not a massively nice day at all. Actually, on the way to collect the bike, it was raining. It's one of the reasons why I'm on the new version, not the older one. It's solely because I didn't want to dirty the nice, clean second-hand bike in the showroom. And this guy see me. Cute. Going along at sort of 60 mile an hour, this engine feels very, very buzzy, and I can feel it buzzing through me. It doesn't feel silky smooth. Obviously he wants to turn around. So I filled the tank up and it's saying that I've got a 168 mile range. So I don't know what literage that is. I'm sure that I don't go through the specs on bikes, because I know that if you are very interested in buying a bike, you'll go onto the internet and you'll look up all the specs yourself. So right, I'm just starting to get used to it now. Flickability, fantastic, absolutely brilliant. It's lovely to flick around. Yeah, very nice. Smoothness, fueling, very, very smooth. I'm actually in 5th gear doing sort of around 30 miles an hour. Put it into 6th gear, doing 30 miles an hour, shut off, roll on. No, it just does it. Seems to do it very happily. Seems to be quite content to roll along at 30 and 6, which I find quite strange, as it's more of a sports bike derived engine. I must admit, when I first got on it, I found it quite intimidating, which when we test rode the V-Strom last week, I didn't find that intimidating at all. Back brake's really good. It feels, I'm not sure, it feels like it could be dual brakes on this. The back's connecting, does something with the front. Feels like a very revvy, smooth engine. Don't know why I'm using the clutch. Right, I'm finding myself looking for another gear. I feel like it is very undergeared. I'm looking for another gear, and it's got some whine that, alright, I'm doing 40 and 6, but yeah, it disappears of what it's for. Maybe it's just making the engine work a bit harder than it should. I think that's just probably down to me. Yeah, I just think if you're going to use it for touring, you're going to be, I don't know, I don't think I'd like this engine to be buzzing at me all the time. We'll see what it's like when we get up to some better speeds, but at 60 it felt quite vibey. But let's be honest, these are the speeds that we are all going to be using. They're the ones that we go around with on a day-to-day basis. Neutral's very easy to find. Getting used to it now. Getting used to its feel when you're putting your feet down. I'm having to realise that your feet seem to go a long way down. I've actually got my feet flat on the floor. Well, I'm used to the VFR and it's quite high up, quite low down, sorry. So maybe that's that. Throttle delivery is excellent. It is absolutely excellent. What it does is, from when you lower down and you're setting off and things like that, it seems to have a very, very, very soft throttle. But then when you decide that, oh, I want to go, and you open the throttle up a bit more, the throttle response becomes a lot quicker. I like that. I like that a lot. I think that's an excellent feature. That should be able to give you and your pillion a very, very nice ride. So you should be able to, you know, keep it nice and smooth and silky. Yeah, I like that. I like what it does there. It does give you a very, very nice feeling on the throttle. Kudos to BMW for that one. Well done. We're going to start filtering through traffic at the minute. Just leave that to. So balance wise, what's it like? Low speeds. Yeah, it's feeling like it wants to wobble around a bit. It must have some sort of braking system that when you stop it holds the bike, because I feel like you're having to get it off that to get it going. Like I said, if you look at all the specs and you're looking at one of these yourself, I'm sure you will have gone through it a lot better than I did. This was more of a whim and a prayer to take this out. That's a strange thing that they've done there. They're giving you a lovely soft throttle at the bottom, like when you're pulling away and doing things like that, and then they give you your throttle responses a lot better as you build it up. I've never noticed that on a fly-by-wire system before. Well done. Well done, BMW. Quite impressed with that. But yeah, right, I've heard of people saying it's they felt that the engine was buzzy, and yeah, I've got to agree with that. Very buzzy, shouty engine. I'm getting a vibration now at 59. Although it's really just in my backside, it's not, I wouldn't say it's not through my arms or anything. So bottom end pull. Excellent. I must admit, I thought that the gearbox on the Suzuki Hayabusa, the quick shifter on that, was very, very, very good, and I did think it was excellent and enjoyed it. The BMW has just gone up a level. Okay, so feels like a very big bike, which I feel it is, and I suppose really you too get used to its size. It doesn't feel big when you're riding it. In fact, it feels very light when you're riding it. And I believe they've shaved some weight off the older version, the 2018 version. The fit and finish from where I'm sitting at the moment is stunning. Absolutely stunning. The colour is very, very rich. I love it. Okay. Obviously the bike has been well thrashed because I filled it up. I had 160 miles to the tank running out. I'm now on 270. So as far as consumption goes, I would seem that if you're not nailing it everywhere, it's going to be very good. That's weird though, it feels such a big bike. Oh, that braking system's not good. Am I doing something wrong? You go to pull away and it's obviously a hill assist brake system on it. And as you go to pull away, you've almost got to make that go. Look like being in sixth. Wind protection is very good, in fact on the point of excellent. Very impressed with that. Very easy to ride, very easy. They pegged this as a sports bike in the sit-up position, and everybody seems to agree that's what it is. I don't think it is. It doesn't feel like a ride like a sports bike at all. Its fueling is sweeter, it's not as snatchy, it's not as, well, let's go. It's, if you're riding it nicely, you know, sticking to your normal average speed limits and everything else like that, I think it's excellent. One question I'm sure you're all going to ask is it worth the money? It's a BMW, it's a premium brand, so you probably are paying a little bit more than you would with other manufacturers. If you're looking for an adventure bike for the road, it will probably hold its money better, being a BMW. If I'm really honest, I'd probably go for the Suzuki. There's by the time you put all your bells and whistles on this, you're probably looking at between 15 grand. In Suzuki, you're looking at 11. But your Suzuki will lose money quicker, and it isn't such a premium brand. I find with BMWs, the cars anyway, you pay a little bit more, but the build quality is better. I can't comment on the bikes that have been never owned one, but I'd like to say, or like to think, that that would be the case, that the build quality would revert onto this. I've heard a lot of comments about the BMW TFT dash. Not a massive fan of TFT dashes, but as far as they go, yeah, it is very good. In fact, it's excellent. Very clear and concise. It's starting to win me over, this. I don't like that braking system when I'm trying to pull away. I feel like I'm going to stall the bike. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, or because I use the back brake and perhaps other people don't. Okay, it's got rev assist on it, which I like. I won't be able to add that in, but the actual throttle response is excellent. Love it. Wow, you'd never tire of that, I'm telling you. It's not shouty, it's not angry, it just picks up its skirt and goes. The throttle response is excellent. I love it. I love what they've done with it. What this is, try and get this. I'm trying to slow down enough so I can get it. I don't know what it is actually. Right, what this is a docile touring bike that when wanted turns into a raging sports bike. I know that doesn't make any sense at all, but it's the only thing I can put it down to. You know, if you don't want to go blasting around on it, it is more than happy to paddle along. Okay, but if you if you want to it'd be a little bit daft. It's more than happy to do that for you as well. So yeah, from low down, look, you twist the throttle. It's so docile. It's not in. It doesn't make you sit and think, oh my god, I've got a 1000cc racing bike underneath me at all. Not at all. It makes you think how crisp and smooth the throttle is. It is absolutely stunning. And this quick shifter is probably second to none, I would imagine. I would like to think you could ever get something better. Just don't do anything. It's smoother than the ones I've ridden before. And don't get me wrong, the Suzuki Hayabusa is very smooth. I'm not trying to compare this to a Suzuki Hayabusa, I'm just comparing items. Its value for money on its price tag is starting to make a lot more sense now when you see what it can do and what it's got. Yeah, that is stunning. It's even got a nice bit of induction noise on it. Looks like the rain's going to come down again. Top gear roll-on's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. You could ride this very lazily, very happily. Like I said, it has got a buzzing. It has got a sports bike buzzing, I would call it. In fairness, it feels like yeah. You can do anything on this now. It's no wonder people are buying these and taking them on track and then just riding home on them, being all nice and comfortable. The seating position is perfect, absolutely perfect. The screen, wind resistance, it's not bad at all, not bad at all. I know it's a windy day out there today, it's not a nice day, so it's totally acceptable. Engine braking on it's nice. It doesn't dive, whether that's down to this electronic suspension or not, but it doesn't, you brake, it's not diving.